Hey Fun fans, Nick Jr. here, and we are back for our third update of the season. Today we're going to be taking a look at team updates 5 and 6 and highlighting a few points that I believe are important for your team to know, as well as taking a look at 2 Q&A questions from this past week. As always, this is just my interpretation of the rules, and please refer to the official Q&A and official answers directly from FRC. In this update, we cover an edit to the legality of bumper fabric, how Apriltags are going to be repaired, and human interaction with robots on the field. All this and more coming up on this edition of FRC Updates Now.
This video on FRC Updates Now is made possible by viewers like you and also the following sponsors. At Kettering University, over 30% of the student population was in high school robotics. These same students have received a portion of over $7 million in scholarships. Scholarship applications for FRC students are now available. Get more information at kettering.edu/FRC. FRC Premiere Night is back on Saturday, February 25th. Submit a unique video showcasing your team's charged up robot progress by Thursday, February 23rd at FRC Updates Now/Premiere23. Premiere Night is a great way to engage with the community. Get more information and submit your video at FRCUpdatesNow.com/Premiere23.
Jumping to our 2 Q&A questions that we have, our first look is at G106. Question 106, I'm sorry, reviewing G109 extending multiple directions. This was asked by FRC 2252 and was answered early last week. Is a robot contained fully in its loading zone or community allowed to have an arm that is in a position which causes it to stick out the front and back side of the robot, either momentary or not momentarily? G109 originally reads as if this was legal. In Team Update 3, this was added. And C, momentary movement of a mechanism from one frame perimeter side to the adjacent frame perimeter side. The exceptions listed are in G109 are independent, either meaning that A, B, or C is an exempt from G109. So if we pop back to Team Update 5, where these are listed, Team Update 6. So in this sense, if you're in the community, A, B, and C would all be legal. You are allowed to extend past multiple directions when in the community. You only have to be extended on one side when you are outside of the community in the rest of the playing field. So important to note that this was asked and clarified by the GDC admin on 5 days ago from this sense, and thanks 2252 for answering this question. Moving to question 116. Now, with that being said, and the rules being addressed of teams possibly, being extended on one side, but then it crossing the bumper to go to another side, and that was named legal because it was momentarily. FRC 5052 asked, Rule G106 says that the robot height as measured when it's resting normally on a flat floor may not exceed 6 feet 6 inches. Is it legal for a robot arm to rotate vertically to flip around and temporarily exceed this height, since this would be not considered a resting configuration for this arm? And it was importantly noted that G106, which is the robot height rule, there are no exceptions, therefore this would be illegal. So I know teams are getting into that final design phase of making sure that the robots are legal. So to make sure to review all avenues in which your robot could possibly exceed the starting configuration and or the maximum height, to ensure that it does not do that, even if it is momentarily, it will be a penalty. And the resulting foul or cards will be addressed as the manual is stated. Jumping right into Team Update 5, the first part that I wanted to note here is there's a line added directly on how Apriltags are going to be replaced. FRC decided to add in Team Update 5 to the manual under section 5.9.2, which is the Apriltag section, that Apriltags are likely to experience wear and marking during matches and are repaired with gaffer's tape. I think this is an interesting note here because the Apriltag is very specific to its actual image that it has, and I'm curious to see what FRC is going to determine what is the true time when an Apriltag is needed to be replaced. So interesting to note on what they mean exactly when they say repaired with gaffer's tape. So I expect more to come out of that as well. But obviously for teams that are planning on using the Apriltag, try and make your revisions programs that the Apriltag doesn't have to be perfect. I know that can be difficult sometimes, but being able to have that variability on the field is going to make your team just that much better as well. Jumping down to Section 9.4, I know in our last update video we talked a lot about looking at the bumper rules and the line being added about plastic covered bumpers being illegal, and that has turned out that that line was redacted in this update. So therefore fabrics that are laminated with plastic are compliant, I'm assuming, with this rules, or at least my interpretation that that line was now redacted. So the fabric that is provided in the rookie kit and also sold by Andy Mark is now, again, legal. So if you have purchased that fabric, no need to freak out. You should be in good shape for the coming season in that end. Jumping to Team Update 6, there's going to be 3 points that I want to highlight here. Moving down to G107, there was more diagrams added specifically. I believe these were already in the manual, but directly added to specific rules. So these diagrams showing, what don't overextend yourself truly means and where there would be legal and illegal. G108, foul or tech foul, was added to the G108 statement. Moving forward, G109 also had the diagrams added. And then jumping down to H506, which I think is an interesting note here. Question 108 was directly related to teams' interaction with the drive team and robots while on the field. H506 was added to denote drive teams, please avoid robots. A drive team member may neither extend a body part into a portal while any other part of a robot is in that portal, nor contact the game piece in contact with a robot. So very similar to 2015 that I can think of when I was a human player, that our hand could not enter the chute door related to when the tote was entering the field. So extremely important to note that this is similar here, that teams cannot be in contact with the game piece when it is in contact with the robot. So once that piece is out there and your robot's contacting it, be sure to remove your extremity that is touching that game piece. The violation is a verbal warning at first, which is nice to see, because I know sometimes that can be that mistakes happen, and I know some people doing it without even thinking about it. And then if subsequent violations at any point during the event, it will be escalated to a yellow card from that standpoint. Jumping down to T709. There was a line added to the elimination round, and that has now been moved to double elimination, with the lineups being due 2 minutes before the match. The line added was if a backup team coupon is accepted and then the lineup for the next match is not submitted or it admits the backup team, then the alliance's most recent lineup is used with the backup team in the position populated by the team for whom they're substituting. So important to note, if the team coupon is accepted and the lineup for the next match is not submitted, that backup team is still going to be played by the populated team for whom they're substituting. So important to note that when you are using these lineups, I know it happens at champs a lot where you can be swapping driver stations, so this is kind of just extending to that point, but make sure to get those in on time and ahead of time, even if you can, to help out our volunteer staff and ensure that you have the robots on the field that you want to have. Again, these are just my opinions on the rules. Be sure to check our videos in the next upcoming weeks for the team updates to follow as your team prepares for the competition season ahead. We're just about a month away now from our first competition, being in the first week of March, week 1, and I'm excited to see what teams have come up with, and I hope that I was able to answer or help understand some of these updates that have been available for you. This is Nick Jr. signing off for this edition of FRC Updates Now.
This video on First Updates Now is made possible by viewers like you and also the following sponsors. At Kettering University, over 30% of the student population was in high school robotics. These same students have received a portion of over $7 million in scholarships. Scholarship applications for FIRST students are now available. Get more information at kettering.edu/first. FRC Premiere Night is back on Saturday, February 25th. Submit a unique video showcasing your team's charged up robot progress by Thursday, February 23rd at First Updates Now/Premiere23. Premiere Night is a great way to engage with the community. Get more information and submit your video at firstupdatesnow.com/Premiere23. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on our new videos. Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/firstupdatesnow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/firstupdatesnow and check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.